Well, hey YouTube, long time no see. It's Pipe Miner here again. Just doing a check-in because it's been a while since I've been on here. It's Thanksgiving night and I'm back home, and because I was told by a good friend of mine, cop, that I'm supposed to smoke some aged tobacco and sip on some whiskey. I'm having some full Virginia flake gifted to me from Yorkshire Posse in my Brandon Daniel or B. Daniel Pipecraft pickaxe that I got at the Kansas City Pipe Show. And I'm got some Jameson. Just wanted to check in, say hi to everybody, and thank all my old and new subscribers. You know, I've picked up a bunch of subscribers really since the last time I put a video up, which always surprises me. You know, I guess people are always looking, you know. So I found a bunch of new people to subscribe to, and they're finding me. So I don't get to watch as many videos. Well, I don't watch as many videos as I used to, partially because some of the time that I used to occupy with watching videos, I'm now out making pipes. And I've got a little one here. Make sure, I know I put this one on Instagram, but I made a little mortar, kind of a pot that I finished up. Last one that I really got finished. I've got several in various stages of being done, but it's a little mortar pot with a black and red Cumberland stem. I don't know if it'll come through on the camera or not, but it's just a, you know, short little pipe. It'll be a nice little clincher for me. This one's mine, but working on some others. I'm trying to finish up this Lavat. It's got that same black and red swirled ebonite stem on it. Started cutting my first olive wood poker the other day. Seems like I had another one going, but I'm working on stems on a couple others. But that's occupying a fair amount of my time. You know, when I'd just be watching videos or making videos, that kind of stuff. So I get out and mess with that stuff, and I took on a job. A friend of mine had a pipe that he's had since he was 18, and the original stem broke on it. So he himself made a replacement stem for it. That stem broke, so he asked me if I'd make one. Of course I said, well, sure, I'll give it a shot. Won't make that mistake again. Not until I've got a lathe. But it's good practice. But I can tell you, anybody that's thinking about making a pipe, doing the stummel is the easy part. Making the stem and getting them right, that'll make you think again and give you second thoughts about this whole pipe making thing. Because this one I screwed up, and this one I screwed up, and this one I screwed up, and this one I screwed up. So there is a pattern here. And several of them, yeah, that's all of them I've got in here. I think I got one more that I screwed up out in the garage. But you know, when you get them right, it's a good thing. You know, it feels pretty good when you get them right. It just takes a lot of practice to get them right. And then when you get used to working with one material, because the first thing I'd worked with was acrylic, because that was easy for me to get. I could just stop at the Woodcraft in Omaha and pick it up. And I could pick up lots of blanks, and it's a lot less expensive than ebonite was. Now that I've done more looking, I found some places that are a little less expensive on ebonite, but the acrylic gives you some color options that you don't get with ebonite, so that part of it's kind of fun too, is getting combinations of a stem material and the stain, that kind of thing. But I'm still enjoying it. I'm, recently hit some frustration in that part of the hobby, but yeah, it's still just more of the hobby. So I can tell you the tobacco acquisition disorder has slowed down a little bit. I picked up a few pipes. I entered a slow smoke contest at the Kansas City show. When you enter those contests, you get to keep the contest pipe. And then, by odd circumstances, I came in second place in this contest, so I got a nice little, it's a Paul Winslow crown line that I got as a prize for second place, so that worked out in my favor. Picked up this pipe. I picked up a couple of corn cobs because Missouri Meerschaum had a booth set up there, and I tell you that tobacco acquisition disorder has slowed down, but part of that's because I went to Kansas City and there was a guy in there who had a table full of, a lot of it was aged tobacco, selling it for, I almost hate to tell you, but it was 5 tins for $20. He did have some blends that were more expensive than that. Some of them were $10 a tin, but all of it was absolutely worth the money. I actually picked up, I think I got 3 tins of the Samuel Gawith, the actual brown sugar flake. It's not the BS flake, it says brown sugar flake on it. Got some other stuff, some Dunhill stuff that I hadn't tried before, that for $4 or $5 a tin, I was crazy not to pick it up. Me and Jimmy, we split a 1 pound block of Cornell and Deal Night Train that was from 2011, and that's pretty good stuff. And it's that was a pressed block, it was essentially a plug, I guess. So we split it in half. But that was my first show, and it was a really good time. Got to hang out with some people, got to meet people like Mark Ryan from Daughters and Ryan Tobacco, Nate King, he was there. I mean, the people that were there, Scott Klein, Scott's Pipes and Klein Pipes, got to talk to him a little bit. Just the people that you get to meet at those things and for those that have been to one, they know, but for anybody that hasn't, if you've got one that's even feasible for you to drive to or whatever, someplace even remotely close, it's worth the time to go. This flake is not cooperating. I didn't let it dry very much, so. But man, I'm telling you, that full Virginia flake, it's when you get that kind of age on it, that flake is almost black at this point in time. And anybody that's seen full Virginia flake knows that it's a normal kind of, brownish tan colored Virginia flake when you crack it open. But with 6 years of age on it, man, that flake is just beautiful, and it's good. But I don't have a whole lot. I'm not going to get into a whole lot else. I've crossed a couple of milestones here recently on my YouTube channel, so there will be an announcement coming on that stuff shortly. I'm not going to go 3 months again before I get back on here, because I think the last video I put up was before I went to the Kansas City show, and that was that would have been the 3rd week of September. So here we are in the 3rd week of November. So okay, it's only been 2 months. Whatever. But I am still watching videos. I'm not watching as many as I used to. but I am still watching videos, and I still, yeah, picking up subscribers. Don't know how that all happens, but you know, I guess. And I watched the video tonight. If you haven't seen it, Jim Smokey Mo is doing a giveaway, so go check him out. As far as I know, Brandon Daniel does not have a YouTube channel, but he's got an Instagram. It's B Daniel Pipecraft, I think, or just B Daniel. But him and his wife both have, they sell pipes. She does a lot of buys factory stumbles, finishes them, does some stem work on them, and then sells them. His are all handcrafted, you know, from scratch pipes. His stuff just. I was watching Bull was doing his giveaway tonight. Saw that. Check out some videos. Briar Blues has done a whole series of videos from the West Coast Pipe Show. If you've never seen anything from there, check those out. That's a neat looking show. And I was talking to Jeremy Larson, and he was telling me how much he enjoys that show. That one, I think, I definitely want to get to that one. We'll see how things pan out next year, but I want to get to Chicago and Vegas. Definitely will be going back to Kansas City. If I don't get to any of the others, I'll be at Kansas City, because that one, it's a small enough show that you get to hang out with a lot of people. So that was a lot of fun. I guess until I get back on with the next update. Haven't said this one for a while, so remember, life is short. Stop and smell the smoke.